Hello, everyone. Um, am I audible, please?
Yes, boss.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. Nice to have you
Good
here.
afternoon.
Yeah. So
Good
sorry.
afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. So sorry for the delay that we had. We had a little bit of scheduling issues throughout the day, but it's happening already, right? So thank you all for coming.
Sorry, please. David, hi, good evening. I can't really hear you, right?
Okay. Am I audible
Yeah.
now? Can you hear me now?
It's not just audible though.
Okay.
Is it because of the AirPod you are using?
Okay, let me see if I can just.
I mean, it's only from my end. Can any other person confirm?
I can hear him.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to use my earpiece then, so that I'll be able to hear what you're saying. So give me a moment.
Sure.
All right.
All right. So as I was saying, thank you very much for attending, you all. It's really an honor to have you here for the first of its kind farewell from the department to our honorary graduates. So let's start here. My name is David. I am the Aipes PRO1, and I'm going to be hosting this meeting between I and the honoraries. So I would like to recognize everyone that is in attendance here. So just give me a moment. Yeah. So I'd like to recognize the presence of Comrade Onodeko Kufrowola Okiola. She is a former Aipes president, a very highly respected person in the IP department and engineering as a whole. I would also like to recognize the presence of Comrade Adon. I've been hearing about this guy before I even got into FUTA. He's a former NOESA president and also a highly respected member of the engineering department, highly respected in the entire of FUTA. We have the presence of John Bull Vitowano. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. So where are you from, Mr. John Bull?
You did. I did follow you, boss. Continue.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. David.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. So yeah, my name is John Victor Wanu. Yeah. So that is the pronunciation of the name, Victor Wanu. So yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you. So I was born in Lagos. I grew up in Lagos. My mother is from Lagos. My father is from Ogun State. So my father is from the tribe Ogu. And my mother is from Awori tribe. Yeah. So, but all my life has always been Lagos, right? Yeah.
That's really nice. Okay, so I think let's start here, right? We would love to know how your journey has been. I mean, each and every one of you in attendance, we would love to know how your journey has been. I mean, from the start when you started JAM. So we want it to be as brief as possible, right? And we'll be starting with the postgraduate student, of course. So we want it to be like this. When you wrote your JAM, was IP initially your course of choice? Or probably you picked MEE and they just threw you from MEE to IP?
Okay. So like, can I go ahead?
Yes, please. Yes,
right, thank you. So okay, when I was in secondary school, actually, I always have it in mind to, if you ask me maybe in junior secondary school, now what do you want to become in future? Like I have told you, like what do you want to study in future? I would have told you I wanted to study mathematics, because like mathematics was just like a very easy course for me, and if you wake me up and bring any question, I'll be able to solve it without even booting. You understand? So that was how easy math has always been for me right from secondary school. So, but when I got to senior school, one of my teachers then called me and asked me like, what do you want to study? And that time I've been considering 3 M's in my mind. And what are the 3 M's? Mathematics, medicine and surgery, and mechanical engineering. So in my mind, I was like, okay, if I study mechanical engineering, I still have the option to do mathematics, of course, because engineering is all about mathematics. So medicine and surgery being another option. Right from time when I was small, I used to rear hen. So one of my hen then just hatched egg, and there was one egg left that was not hatched. But I tried to carry that egg and put it in my hair. So I was like hearing some sounds in it. So I had to hatch that egg. Although the baby, the chicken, does not yet develop, right? So I had to hatch it, then put it in a confined space that it can, quickly grow up. So, and that chicken, the chick, it grew, and yes, it was something that fascinated that time. So I can actually go into, medical line, not knowing that it was just like I was deceiving myself. I was trying to give myself hope with that guy. But of course, what really changed my mind when I was in secondary school not to do medicine and surgery was that I wrote GC in SS2 and I cleared the results. But I discovered that biology was my lowest score. Not that I did not clear the result, I cleared the results. But I had the lowest score in biology. I was like, maybe I shouldn't even go for this medicine and surgery on the first
I'm sure that lowest score was about 95 over 100.
So for in my jam and putting in for jam, so I actually put in for mechanical engineering in FUTA. FUTA was my first choice, by the way. So I put in for mechanical engineering, and yeah, I was like, okay, FUTA, mechanical engineering, that's fine. We're doing mathematics. Moreover, I wanted to do maths, but now I have the opportunity to even merge mathematics with other stuff in engineering. So the result came out. I wrote UTME, I made the cutoff. I even passed the cutoff. Then for my UTME, post-UTME, I came to FUTA. I wrote the post-UTME exam. I passed the cutoff as well. So I was like, okay, no wahala. But we later heard they were doing some shuffling that time, because when I saw my admission letter, I was like, what is not this? Did I meet up with the cutoff? I saw industrial production engineering on it because I actually put it for when you go to JAM portal now, you will see on my admission letter that it's mechanical. So JAM recognized that I'm doing mechanical. But in FUTA, they give me industrial production engineering. So when I received that, I was like, I wanted to defy the admission initially. I wanted to defy, no, I'm not interested. But I had to, so my mentor told me that I should go and, that is Dr. Emmanuel Dansu. So I should just go and research about it. If I'm cool with it, just go for it. I researched about it and I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. And now I'm today, I finished from industrial production engineering. Yeah, trust me, in my level, every one of us in industrial production engineering, so they pick mechanical. And that time it was shuffling between departments. So they wanted to put some people in mechanical and some people in industrial. So I was opportune to be in industrial production engineering. So that is how the stuff, sum up to be what I am today. Yeah.
That's a great story, Mr. Gombo. Thank you very much for sharing. So we would like to hear the backstory of Comrade Adon next. So, Comrade Adon, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Okay. Good afternoon, my Oga.
Sorry, please, can you see your own face?
Okay. The thing is, I'm not in. Okay, let me just try and. Okay, we are still planning the induction program that is happening tomorrow. So I'm not inside, I'm outside. But then it's an honor collecting this invitation. That is why I found the quiet place to join this meeting.
Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah. Okay, so So how I happen to find myself in industrial and production engineering, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it all started back in secondary school when I was looking at the course that I want to study in the university. At first, I don't like medicine because I know I'm not calm. So I was looking at engineering, but then everybody knows petrochemical engineering, petroleum engineering, that there's money there. So at a point, there was this news that in the next 50 years, there won't be crude oil in Nigeria again and all. So I heard that news and I was like disheartened that I'm a waiting person to study like this. So at the point, I was just going through and I saw industrial and production engineering and I'm like, this course sounds nice. I went to study industrial and production engineering. That time, as a secondary school student, my idea was you can work in any industry, and I would love to work in an industry. So I just actually wrote JAMB. That was 2017. Yes, I wrote JAMB by PQI, and I wrote the post-UTME. But a year before 2017, they didn't do post-UTME. It was actually screening. So when those people had 100, they had not TV. So when they were planning the position for next year, it was very hard and so not fine for my field, but then I wrote I have to teach. So they know who they put me in an A-levels program at UI also. That's at International Free Balance. So during the course of my A-levels, I heard again that you can't have two admission in UI. If you have two admission in UI, they will cancel both. So I can't write JAMB to UI and also be processing my direct into the same UI. So I wrote my A-levels exam and I was planning to buy my direct entry form for UI. And then I wrote post-UTME for to enter industrial and production engineering here in Twitter. I passed my JAMB, I passed my post-UTME, I passed the cutoff. I think I had 70 for post-UTME and the cutoff for Aipes then was like around 49. So I was already happy that I was going to. I didn't even pay attention at first that I was going to enter UI until I failed the A-levels. But now when I failed the A-levels, that my parents were like, you did this, this kind of stuff. But I was not like, I already passed post-UTME and then. That's how I found myself in IP and it has been all good since then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Adon. Very, very nice story. Thank you very much for sharing. So we would like to take the next person, probably the most respected woman, most respected lady rather, in Futa, Comrade Kofurowola. Please can you share your voice with us and let us know how you got into the Department of Industrial and Production Engineering.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
What's good?
Okay. Let me start like this. I was JAMB 3 times, and the first two were medicine and surgery. But I was not able to enter the first time because I actually did not pass my WAEC the first time. I failed biology. I should have known that I was design, but I did not listen. So I had to write NECO again the following year. Then I had on my paper, tried again, did not get in. Tried a lot of stuff. Then I think 2018. That was my last exam. Then I wrote I picked last then for mechanical engineering. I passed the cutoff mark and everything. So there was nothing. Then all of a sudden I was just scrolling through the internet. Then I saw FUTA UABS program. And FUTA accurate far, and my mom is this type of person that does not want her daughter to go to far place. Here you get. So I had to try to look at all means to convince her to let me pick FUTA. Then that was how I enrolled into UABS. That was 2018. I registered October and they started there, so I did not know until November. That was when I resumed for the UABS program. I remember then when I started test and I was the lowest. I got 0. So So then to register for UABS, I picked mechanical engineering. So where I was staying, there was this final year mechanical engineering guy that was drawing. And I don't like drawing anything that is with drawing, uh, engineering drawing and the like, because I know I'm very bad at it. So I was not like, I cannot continue with it, I'm going to draw to 500 level. Then I went back to UAPS advertisement grant, then checked out the cost, and I was like, I can't let my 250 waste, it must get engineering. And I actually went through the courses and I saw industrial and production engineering. But the name was Chanemoyo, and I don't know anything about the course, but I actually felt this kind of interest in the course and this strong pull, like, okay, pick this course, I guess it's going to be okay. Then I actually picked it. Then I was like, okay. And actually then the advertisement was not there because in engineering building, industrial and production was not there. So everyone was really scared that I picked the industrial and production engineering. That how am I sure that this course is important? I had to like do extra assignment to check once I was so okay, this course was actually there. Then I picked it. Then for my prep, I had 15. So automatically I'm in for industrial and production engineering. And there I am to the end. But I was running away from joining. I just 500 level.
Well, apart from the fact that I know that you are one of the most respected people in FUTA, especially as a woman, I also know that you are finishing with a first class degree, and you were a former president of an entire department. That's a crazy feat to have, especially on your resume. Can you just give us in just a minute, how did you do it? I mean, for almost everyone that I've seen, not just in FUTA, other schools also, when you are into politics, automatically your CGPA is probably like 3 point something or thereabouts. It's always kind of low on the lower side, or let's say upper credit, second class upper. But you finished and you finished well. So how were you able to do it? I mean, you finished with MEA 101, finished with CSP, finished with ENT, you did your SWEP. I mean, everyone wants to know. I'm sure everyone wants to know. How did you do it?
Okay. When I resumed 200 level, I did the audited courses and the like. So actually, when I entered, politics was not in my mind. First class was not in my mind because when I was doing the UABS program, the one thing that they do tell us was don't have a carryover. So they made that carryover something scary. Like I took that so personally that no matter what I do, I must not have any carryover. So no first class. Actually, I had no interest in first class, no interest in politics and the like. So when I started 200 level, my first GP was 4.48. Then okay, that was nice. Then the second semester it was 4.52. So automatically my CGPA was 4.5. Then I've not started. Okay, I started politics at 200 level as GPR 1. Then everything was going smoothly onto 300 level. So the GPA I wrote then from my 300 level was 4.07, and I had to drop from first class then down to second class upper. Then my CGPA was 4.37. As at then, I was not even contesting for the president then, and I was sad actually. And I gave up on first class then because I was like, there was nothing again. Then there's someone here, Godwin Oyinde, who was the one that actually helped me then. He was like, Kofo, don't give up. This is not the end. Then during last year election, the election break, he will call me and like, okay, Kofo, let's enter in one of these LT to start reading. Then it was not that voice back that zeroed the fire back looking books and the like. Then I started reading and then I became the president. So the stress was too much. Handling politics handling my academics, handling other things. It was, as at then, I don't smile. But someone actually told me when I got the president post, that was when I started smiling. I don't smile then, I was just always frowning. Because I was just trying to like stay cool. I don't want to say things that will actually hurt people when they say bad things to me. Then all thanks to him, when I wrote my exam again, 300 level second semester, I wrote in this, that was 4.57. I was like, okay, I think the book is edited. Then since then, gradually, I actually entered first class back 400 level second semester. And so then I've been maintaining since less stress, less work stress over my head. Now I'm okay. I like.
That's really nice. That's really nice. So I think I would learn from you because I think our CGPA started in the same path. So next we would like to sorry, I'm trying to find yes. Comrade Boying Body, sorry, Boying Body Umilayo, is she here? Sorry, I don't know if I pronounced that surname very well. I'm not sure she's here. Let's see. I think I've called. How about sorry, Comrade Aiki Operen? Is he here? Because I want to make sure I recognize everybody. How about Comrade Joseph Femioloba? Is he here? Okay. And then we have another best graduating student among us, I guess. I think he should be here. The best graduating student of class 23, IPE. I think he should also be. Sorry, are you here? Is he here? Is he in already? I think he said he was going to come in late or something. Well, okay, since they are yet to join.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Is that the best graduating student of class 23, please?
Sorry, I'm coming. I can't really hear you very well.
Okay.
Try using my AirPod.
All right. Cool.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes. Sorry, you're Mr. God Gift, right?
Yes, I am.
So we have another best graduating student in the house, Mr. God Gift. I'm so sorry, I forgot to ask for your profile information. So can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you found yourself in IPE, if you took any political position in your journey, and how you were able to excel as the best graduating student in the department for yourself.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, yes. So can you hear me now? Am I audible? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry, I was actually talking to, you're actually two best graduating students here. So I was talking to
okay.
the second one, you get.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, I got that now.
Yes. Mr. Godsgift, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes, did you hear my question or do you want me to repeat myself?
And please, can you come again?
Okay, so I said sorry, I forgot to collect your profile information because I just got your contacts this afternoon. So would you like please share your name, a little bit about yourself, how you found yourself in IPE, if you took up any political role, and how you were able to graduate with the best CGPA in your level.
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, my name is Godgift Akipe. All right. Much respect to my leader in the house, my comrades, my president, and of course, the best graduating student, Mr. Jumbo. Good evening, sir. All right. Very grateful to every one of us and the organizing committee for this privilege. Okay, so a bit of my experience journeying down to FUTA. It started year 2018, right? I was also skeptical about the course I was going to study because I had several options in mind, several recommendations. I think I had the part where Virgin was talking about MMM, medicine, mechanical. I think I had recommendations like that. I was considering electrical, mechanical, or medicine. My parents actually, but personally, no interest for medicine from my end. So it was either mechanical or electrical. So I chose mechanical because I have interest in that. Coming down to FUTA, road jump, I thought I had a good score. Then I went for post-UTME exam. Also thought I had a good score. I think I had 76 with 280 plus in JAM. But on the long run, expecting admission and it wasn't forthcoming, right? First batch, second batch, and finally, thank God, admission came and I saw that I was given IP. I was like, IP, wow. What was IP? People with lesser grade getting into mechanical or department of their choice. I was just wondering. I just felt like, right, God has reason for everything. And even when I went online to make research about what IP entails, I even discovered that it actually fits into my interest more than mechanical engineering, which is a bit quite broader in scope than IP. So joining into IP, yeah, got gain admission. Had visions to had goals. I think I did not have political goals here, so my goal then was just to finish with the first class, right? Because those were the words I came in to FUTA with, mostly when you know the background you came from, right? And the whole story guiding how funds were being raised to see to it that your school fees and acceptance fee was sorted. So came in with that consciousness in my mind. I just want to write the first class. So journeying down, I had issues with ME because I didn't do technical drawing. So I think that was one of because I had issues the most. Can't forget the exam. I think that was the second, among the two courses I had is C in this school. That was the second course I had in. So 100 level went by, right? I had a Dean's List 10, 4.62, and I felt I could do better, right? Part of the things that kept me going through, right? Because I had several discouraging moments, downtimes, so I wouldn't want to waste too much of our time, right? There are times where, sorting out quite a number of things was issues, but thank God for friends, thank God for those with similar visions in mind as well. So those were really encouraging, and then also trying to find out what works best for you, right? Because I discovered 100 level, I was just trying to do everything I can do just to secure a high grade. I think one of the greatest motivation for me was, I remember in 100 level, the department organized a seminar, right? I don't really know if it's a seminar, and then they invited all to attend, and then they gave a cash prize to students that were in first class. I could remember then they gave this set, the best graduate student was there, Ovi was there, Prof. Ward was there, and several others. So I was encouraged. The HOD then was Professor Ayodeji. So I was like, me too, let's look forward to this. I think that academic excellence has rewards too. So that was just an encouraging moment for me. So went on with that mind as well. Several limitations, good. But thanks be to God, and I served in fellowship. I think that's where I served. Privileged to serve as a vice president in my final year, and it was a whole lot of experience for me. That was part of my major fears, that serving in RCF FUTA, right? And also trying to see that I could maintain my CGPA was a major fear for me. But thanks be to God, thanks be to friends, colleagues and all that God used. And for both semesters, despite I can't count the number of classes I missed or came late for, a number of practicals, but I was still able to write a 5 in both semesters to the glory of God, right? So I feel like even in those times where I felt down or felt like I don't think this thing was going to work, yeah, right? But what kept me moving, I would say God, I would say vision, focus, right? And also your drive too, as well. Like what drives you? What is the reason behind your success? Why do you want to achieve what you want to achieve? So I think that was what kept me moving, right? Even in periods where I feel like it's really hard, but thank God to sustain and yeah, I'm grateful to God. So I
Yeah,
think that's an overview. Yeah.
please
Thank you,
continue.
sir.
So thank you very much for sharing, Mr. God's gifts. Really, really touching story. I think everybody here actually has like a never give up story. It started, when we started, it was always this like it wasn't really going as expected, and then along the line, it just, I really thank God for your life. Thank God for our lives, right? Everything will work out for you. I really hope so. Sorry, I've mentioned everybody that I was sent the names in our list of in our panelists list. So, if I have not honored you, maybe you came in late, please can you just signify in the chat so that I can give you a proper welcome. So back to you, Mr. Jumbo. Are you there? Can you hear me? Mr. Jumbo, are you there? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, thank you. So I really want to ask. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. FUTA has probably about 22,000 students plus, and I'm sure this question is always on their mind whenever they hear that the best graduating student is graduating with a CGPA of 4.96. How did you do it? I mean, that's a crazy feat. You're in the best technology school in Nigeria. So when you call something the best, it also means it's the most difficult to pass through, right? So, and then you're graduating, like, did you actually face any challenge? Was there any course that was actually challenging for you? Because I remember you spoke in our freshers orientation, right? And you didn't even know where second class upper started from. Like your challenges started from 4.5. I mean,
Yeah,
that
he
was
said it. I remember. He said
exactly.
it.
So how
Like, to
did
be sincere, I don't even know it now. Like, maybe you want to tell me now?
I mean, how did you
Yeah.
do it? Give us an explanation. I'm sure everybody wants to know.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everything. And yeah, how did I do it? That question looks so big, but I'll try my best.
I'm very, very sorry for cutting you. I'm sorry, please. I'm not sure when this meeting is going to end because we are given a maximum of 15 minutes. But in case it ends before we finish, I'm going to be sending the second meeting link immediately. It's ready already, so please just
Oh,
join.
okay. Got that. Right.
Yeah, thank you. Please
Right.
continue.
So, from what I'll say is that having a 4.96, number one, I didn't plan for that. I didn't even prepare for it at all, to be sincere. But what I've always wanted is that I just want to ensure that in one way or the other, I try my best. Yeah. So to say, like, I am a human, and there is nothing different from I jump with Tawanu and from other persons other out there, right? So but the only thing I can say is that one, there's a God factor in my life, and I recognize the grace in my life that yes, God is at work, because there are some things like I'll just do it freely and I'll be like, God, how come? But this is actually grace. Yeah. Then if I say grace, and I not talk about the human factor as well, then maybe I'm going to be lying about what God has said already about human. Say, I have given everything in abundance, just work in it. So if God has given us everything in abundance, we should work in it. Then it's simply that there's a man factor, right? There's a human factor in whatever thing we are doing. So on the level, I was having this kind of fear in my heart, like, God, I entered and I was hearing youth semi score from other students. It's not coming from Kuna, coming from King's College, coming from best schools, like in Nigeria, and you are in the same faculty together. You be like, how far now? If you're hearing a friend of mine then, that is Caleb by the way, he had like 330 something youth semi and 96 in positive. I was like, yeah, is this the person you want to compete with? And in my mind, I've always, like, I'm not there to put myself in any competition. Yeah. Right from time, I don't like competition, putting myself in competition. The only thing I like is that let us work together and we should try our best, right? So that time I was feeling like a sense of competition in my head. I was like, so I just have to talk to myself, yeah, guy, leave this thing and focus on yourself. I talked with my mentor then and he was like, I should just understand that we are all coming from different environments. That is the reason why they are having such scores. You understand that? We are not in the same environment that we are going to grow together and learn under the same atmosphere, right? So let that one be at the back of my mind. So when the first results came out, I had a B and I had a 4.90. I was like, okay, this is actually true. I can do this thing. But second semester, Futa actually dealt with me. So like they gave me like B's, I think in two courses, and I had a 4.7 for that semester. I was telling Futa bro when I was doing interview, like I was down for like 1 month. I was carrying my results up and down. Say, like, help me look into this thing. This is not my result. Let me change it. Truly, they didn't change that result. Like nobody was even willing to look into it at all. But thank God to God, like I talk with people, they advise me, like, guy, leave that stuff. Focus on yourself. Focus. So I had to leave the old stuff to go. So I was like, God, that's fine. And second, like 200 level first semester, I had a B again. But this time I had a 4.96. I was like, okay, this thing is something nice. I can do it. I was motivated, like, I can do it. So in 200 level second semester, that's
Thank you everyone for coming. Comrade Jasford, good to see you again. Let's just all wait for everyone to join again. Okay, come Mr. Jobu is back. Thank you everyone for joining on quick notice. I'm fine, Comrade Jasford. So Mr. Jobu, please continue. Take the floor.
All right. Thank you. I can't remember where I stopped, by the way, but I'll just start from somewhere. So I remember in second semester, 200 level, that is just how the whole story changed. So I had a 5 dots for the first time in Futa. I was like, wow, this thing is actually possible. So I write a 5 dots. So for me, I was just like, I wanted to score as high as 100 in my courses. Because like I've done before in secondary school, whereby I was scoring 100 in mathematics, you understand? So I was like, okay, this thing is possible. I can actually score 100 in my courses. I tried, but Futa didn't allow me to. Like, there were a lot of challenges. When you see some questions, and you'll be like, God, what is this? So, yeah, 200 level, 300 level, 400 level, 500 level, from second semester 200 level to second semester 500 level, I've been writing 5 dots back to back, like consecutively, without any break or thereabouts. So yeah, what has really helped is like I just have it in my head that this thing is possible. Since it is possible and I have everything in abundance, then I can do it. Truly, a lot of challenges came by whereby I was falling sick here and there. My roommate then, which is James Ajiole, Mr. President, was the president when I was the vice president of Aipes. So at that time, I was really sick during exam period. So we be the one to take me to hospital. Even there was a night like that, we went to state hospital. But like upon that fact, God still helped me through, right? That I was sick and God still helped me. So what I can just say is that what really helped me, I was saying something about you being in a company of people that can really help you. In as much as you want to help others, they are also willing to help you. They're also willing to to move with your goal, to move with your vision. So I think that is one of the strategic things that that has been helping me. Like God as a major factor, being in the midst of good company, like friends that can help you to grow, that can help you to achieve your goals, that are not in any competition to pull you down. Yeah, they are not in any competition to pull you down, but they are just there that we should grow together. Like all of my friends, Brain, Ederite, Ayomide, okay, and the likes, like they are all there in the department. We are not after each other falling. We are after each other. Okay, Alpha, have we done this? Have we done that? So in the department, we teach one another. Yeah, that is very, very vital. Whereby, like we just distribute the course, like I miss one another, and we take the course. So even when we are preparing for exam or test, we don't need to read the whole book before we pass. So somebody will have done the whole reading for us and help us to summarize it and put it in a video or coming together to teach us. So this has like been something crucial and vital for us, like to have such CGPA. Like in my department, like the third best graduated student is like the best graduated student from other departments. Like somebody having 4.92. Yeah, the second best graduated have 4.93. Third best graduated have 4.92. And the first one I think has 4.90, 4.91. So just imagine that. So what has really been helping us? Number one, we are there for one another. We were helping one another, and not that we are now challenging or competing with one another. No. So we're there to help one another, and also we have the right information. We have the right information. We have this art that I want to receive. So like you can see that this success is not like a success just unique to only me. Like it's a collective success now, whereby as I am successful, all my friends also are successful. Like in my circle, even in the department, in my circle, all of us finish the first class. Like anyone that finished with the second class upper is very close to first class. You understand? Because we're there to help one another. So I don't know, maybe I was able to answer the question you asked.
Yes, you did.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. So I think someone actually asked me to ask this question. Are you more of a PDF person, a manual person, or what did you call this thing? A plus person?
A video person. Oh, plus. What is that? Right. Plus. I'm not aware of that. I don't say anything about plus. I don't know what is it. So, wow. But this is what I can just say. When it comes to reading, I prefer sitting down.
What's going on?
Listen, can you kindly mute the mic, please?
Yeah, Mr. Lucas, can you?
Yes,
sir. Yeah, thank you. All right. So, I'm this kind of person that if I want to study, if you ask me that do I like reading, I will tell you that no, I don't like to just sit down and be reading. No, I'm not that kind of person. I don't want to be reading like say tomorrow no day. No, there is also tomorrow there. So I will read the menu on tomorrow. It is not a carryover. It is a move to. I'm moving it to tomorrow. All right. So when it comes to reading, I want to study. Like if I want to study anything now, I will first sit down and ask myself what do I want to study. So I will now ask, okay, how can I study this thing? should I use textbook? Should I use videos? You understand? So the best thing for me is like to carry textbook, because if you use a book, you read with a book, you're actually going to have like a broader knowledge about that concept, because that person writing a book wants to really go at the standard, but you are watching a video, they are just going to summarize things for you, right? So I like reading books. So if I want to study, for example, now, let me say I want to study fluid mechanics. When I was doing fluid mechanics, like I use a lot of textbooks. I use this Eunice textbook, Eunice and Singer. I use a lot of fluid mechanics. I even use the one from Rajput. I use the one from Kumar. So to me, I just feel like if I want to study anything, I don't want to use just one textbook. I want to compare. Okay, what are these guys saying about these concepts? So I'm more of reading books and also watching video if perhaps there's a need for that. You understand? If perhaps there's a need for that. So I love reading books. That is it.
Yeah. Person and organic chemistry tutor person, because I think we all owe our first class degrees to that guy, the guy on YouTube. Did you actually use the guy, this organic chemistry tutor guy? That
on the level, right?
Sorry,
on the level, right?
On the level.
That's on the level now.
100, 200. I think.
Wait, the organic tutor guy you're talking about, what is it trying to teach?
It teaches on YouTube. It teaches mathematics. It teaches basically everything in engineering, I guess.
In engineering? Well, I'm not aware of that. Like, I use that channel. I use that channel like Ikeda. I use Ikeda and some other channels like that. So I'm not aware of the guy actually. Yeah.
You don't even know the guy. Wow. The guy is
I might even know him. Like I might know him. Maybe I didn't just pay attention to the name. Understand? But I can remember Ikeda, that I used Ikeda very well, because when I was doing control, I used Ikeda for control and some other topics like that.
Okay.
And answer for official research.
Sorry?
What this YouTube channel that introduced us to Calcari for population?
Yeah. Calsa. Yeah, that's another channel I use. Yeah. So
thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
So was there any course, Comrade Kofu, I'm still coming to you. Was there any course that was actually challenging for you throughout?
Me, right?
Yes. Personally.
Okay. Let me think about it. Not really, actually. No, not really. So, like,
or in this MTS, is it MTS 315? Do you remember what?
Yeah. Oh, okay. 315. Should I just say about 315?
Let us know, please.
Okay. When I was writing post-UTME, that was when they were preparing for MTS 315 exam. Like we were to have MTS 315 exam, maybe like the next exam after our post-UTME for engineering students. So do you know what happened? Like this, I was seeing students with only ETA skater. I could remember that time that Abada Samuel, that is like one of the electrical guys there in CCF 9FS. It was the one taking them that year, like calculus and leading them to differential equations. And these guys were scared. I was like, so there's a course in engineering like that. That's scary. Okay. I didn't pay attention. So when I go to school, 100 level, I didn't even know anything about that. Until I go to 2 level second semester, and I was not hearing that there's a particular course in FUTA that like they always, students always fail the course. Both like engineers, they always fail the course because it's very difficult. I was like, okay, what's the course title? They told me engineering maths 1. Oh, engineering maths 1. Initially, I was like, okay, let me just go and check the course out and see what is it. Because right from time, I'm not scared of maths. If you bring any mathematics today, I won't be scared. If I don't know it, I won't be scared. I'll just say, just bring it. I'll go and research about it. So when I got home for break, I tried to look into the course and okay, I said this is something I can easily read and get the hang of it. So when we resume back, what I did was that I tried to cover a lot of topics in that course. And when we resumed back to school, I started taking tutorial with my colleagues. Like I was teaching them that course back to back. So it got to a time like I was teaching this course without carrying books again. So I would just come to class, we spend 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours as fresh, treating the course over like throughout the night. So we go to the exam. All my guys, like a lot of them had A in the course. They had an A in the course. And for me, I had like 90, I think I had 90, 91 or 90A, but I'm sure of 316, which is the second one, which is like very complex. I had 94A in it. So like, I was just there to just ensure that course, they have been saying like, okay, it was hard, truly, because it's challenging. But I just want to show that, okay, this thing, it is possible to score high in it. There's nothing there. So I tried to simplify it for others. Like, if you go to the class, trust me, you may not be able to get it clearly. Because if you don't have the knowledge of calculus, the basis of calculus before, and you want to start differential equation, you'll be having an issue. So I tried to simplify it for others. And through that, even myself, I was, teaching myself at that moment, because there are a lot of things I was discovering at the same time. Okay, when I was teaching them, let me use this method, and that method also helped me. So that method also helped me, and in the exam, I was just like, I finished this exam because that day we were to write 2 exams. That day we were to write 2 exams. Yeah, sorry, that day we were to write 2 exams, which was e-transfer. Is it called e-transfer? Confirm that.
MetaMask.
Yeah, e-transfer. Right.
No, MetaMask.
Yeah, what is the course title?
I can't remember. But it's MetaMask.
Each treatment. Yeah, each treatment.
Yes. No.
Each treatment.
It's not treatment.
Okay, but by the way, it is like engineering metallurgy. Right?
Engineering metallurgy.
Okay, thank you. Engineering metallurgy. So we're trying to MME 311. We're right like MME 311 and engineering maths 1 together on the same day. So like I finished MTS 315 within 1.5 hours. The course was like for 3 hours. I finished within 1.5 hours to go and prepare for MME 311. So that was how prepared I was for MTS 315, because they've been talking about it, that it is because it's challenging, difficult. I also want to make a just to set a record there that this is not difficult. We can actually go in there and big up, high mark from it. And God help me, I was able to score something really cool in the course. And perhaps I also sit down for MTS 315 and maybe I'll score 100 if they did not reduce the mark. Yeah. So like I can't say that there's a challenging course for me per se, because most of the courses, before I start the semester, I have 2 sets of guys I always ask questions, like they are ahead of me. So I will ask the one on the first class and I will ask the one that is not on the first class, that how is this course? One in mechanical, one in IP as well. So how about this course? They will tell me about the course. So one of them will motivate me, one of them will challenge me. So from there, I will have gotten the real gist about the course. So by the time we start going for lecture, I already understood how to position myself for that semester, even as regards that course. So that was how it was that seamless for me when I was like in FUTA. Yeah. Let me stop there. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, stop. Okay, I still have one more question for you, but let me just go back to Miss Koforola. I don't know. I want you to marry like this. So, Miss Koforola, you said you started with the CGPA of 4.48. Sorry, may I ask, what are you ending with?
Okay, I'm ending with 4.63.
Okay, 4.62. Wow. That's nice.
3.
Okay, 6.3.
Yes.
Okay. So you started with you started with the CGPA of 4.48, and then you were able to build it up to 4.63, because most of what we've had is always that the CGPA reduces as you proceed, right? So how were you able to build it? Because I know it must have taken a lot of work, a lot of energy. How were you able to build it from 4.48 to 4.63 that you're ending with? What was the strategy
Okay.
that
One thing that I know that I have the advantage of being a D student. Why? Because the unit load is not that high. So for like my other colleagues that started with 100 level, no matter what they would like, especially when down first class and Dean's List, the difference is not that really much. So as at I wrote 5 dots twice, like back to back. That was 400 level second semester and 500 level first semester. So it started adding 0.06 to my CGPA. So then this 500 level second semester, I wrote 4.88. So the difference was not that really much like that. So, but one thing that is there is when you enter your first class, just ensure that you don't just ensure that you write this list no matter what, because it will be drawing you back, especially like for people that started from 100 level because of the unit load. But for these students, the difference is not that much because of the unit load. Our unit load is not as much as the normal students. So no matter what you write, you still be seeing the significance in your CGPA. But just ensure that you don't write something lower, because that was what drew me down the first time.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much for sharing. So, Mr. John Bull, back to you. I think when we spoke, when you gave a presentation in the freshers orientation, my freshers orientation actually, you mentioned that you are a programmer, right? So,
Yes.
meaning that inside all these challenges you were giving yourself, you wanted to come out with the best, come out on top and everything, right? Because at this, I can't really say it was Puta that gave you the challenge, because Puta wasn't really much of a challenge for you, right? So how were you able to, because I'm also a programmer myself, and it's really, really hard, juggling work life and school life, you get. So how were you able to do it, not just as a programmer, as somebody that works, you get, as someone that, because you would hear things like a person is working, so he can't have time for school and stuff. And here there's someone that actually worked and came out as the best, even in the midst of people that were not working, you get. So how were you able to toggle that life, the life of your work life? Or did anyone have to suffer at some point, or you were just able to use your time management skills to bring them up? Just let us know.
All right. So thank you. When I was in under level, I wasn't coding, right? Yes. I started coding in 200 level because that is when we were being introduced to Python, and I got fascinated with it. This is interesting for me. So even 100 level that I wasn't coding, my CGPA in 100 level was 4.87. 87 or 82? Sorry, it was 4.82, not 87, because that 4.74 dragged it down. So it was 4.82. But guess what? I started coding in 200 level. So I was juggling between academics and coding, because I'm studying industrial and production engineering. It has nothing to do with coding. Programming is for computer science students, understand? But because I got interested in it and I wanted to explore it, I was curious that what is in this stuff. And when I was now hearing that, these guys, I even watched one movie then, Mahashi. That's the title of the movie. So when I watched that movie, I was really challenged. The guy studied civil engineering in school, and he was still coding, even develop a software that they use in that movie, they used in Origin. So I was fascinated, if this guy could do this thing, I can also do it in real life. This is a movie, by the way. I can also do it in real life. So for any classes, I will ensure that I attend class. I don't mix class for anything. Even if I was sick, I'll just try as much as possible to go. It's just I won't be active in the class, but I wanted to listen to what the lecturer was saying. So, but after the class, the only thing I'll just do is to read for at max 2 hours per day. At max 2 hours, because if I was able to attend a class, then just revise 2 hours is okay. So excuse me, please, I want to like mute this. So after that time, so the remaining hours, I know that okay, some days I have to go to fellowship because I've never missed fellowship for anything. So I attended CCM that phase. So I will go to fellowship. So I will have said those time, okay, this time is for fellowship. Then the remaining hours, I'll just look for how far I can go with it to code, right? So I can remember then sometimes I would code for like 4 hours per day, 3 hours per day, just to keep up. So I started with Python to build machine learning models. I remember then that I built was it not NLP? I built NLP, I built gender classification, and there are some other models that I built then. So let me fast forward to 300 level when I went on IT in 400 level. So I had the opportunity to work in Honouraries. Then I was introduced to another language, which is C#. So C# is another programming language. I was formerly writing Python. So now C# is another programming language that I had to explore. So during my stay in Honouraries, I was able to learn that language at the same time. So when I came back to school, so it was for me to now strategize, like to keep on, with my CGPA, because that time it was a determinant level for me. If anything happened to that CGPA, it's even that 4.16 wasn't sure again. Yes, like anything, if I add just a B in a course, it's going to take it down because the unit load was so high then that if we had anything less than 5.00, it will take it down drastically. But if we have a 5.00, it will only take it up with, can I guess, 0.01. That is what you take it up to. So just imagine that. Then, like, I had it in my mind that, okay, guys, just don't have to joke with the CGPA. So I put in more effort into academics than coding. So that time, I was writing my project, final year project was there. And also, you have to attend all classes. Sometimes I have to deliver some tasks. So I was juggling between those 3 things. So, but my project was really like, I built a software, inventory management software for agro-processing businesses. So, like, because I built the software, I used .NET and Next.js, which is a React framework. So I used to build that project. So because I was the one that built the project by myself, like, it that gave me a very strong hand in like thinking as a solution architect and also writing, a software that scale, right? Like where I'm working at the moment, during the interview, when I was doing interview with them, like the way I was, answering those questions during the interview, it was like as if, a senior engineer was talking because of that experience I had from Flutterwave and also being able to build the infrastructure of my final year projects. You understand? So for me, coding and academics at the same time, it wasn't easy. I should not lie to anybody. Like, it was sometimes I have to sacrifice the time I was supposed to use to sleep for this. So just imagine sleeping for 4 hours per day or 3 hours, and you have to go to class the following day. So that is how it was then. And glory to God today, because I have to return all glory to God. A lot of challenges came by, and I was able to skate through. Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing. We are approaching the end of the meeting already, but just in case the meeting ends suddenly, please, I'll be sending the mail link to the group, so please just join immediately. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. John Boo, for sharing. Everything that you said has really, really touched me personally, and I'm sure it is doing the same to every single person currently in the meeting. And it's going to do it's going to do a lot for everyone that will also be watching, because this meeting is actually being recorded and it's going to be on our social media platform, which is on Instagram, for anyone who wants to, use your words of encouragement you get. So, is that all? Okay. Comrade Adon, I want to hear from you, please. I think that will be the last person. Comrade Adon, are you there?
Okay.
Okay, I don't think Comrade Adon is available. Yeah, Mr. Jumbo, I actually just found out from what you said
Okay.
that I've also served as the Aipes Vice President. I never actually even knew that. You have a very good resume, honestly.
Yes, I was the vice president for like when Ajiwale James was the president. So that should be like a tenure before Madam President, that is Onadeko Kufurola. So I was the vice president for that tenure. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And the funny thing was that year also, as I was the vice president, I was also the academic coordinator for CCM NIFES, Campus Christian Fellowship, Nigeria Fellowship of Evangelical Students. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So everything that all our panelists have said, the base of everything is God. You would hear, I think the two best graduate students that we have in the house, the both of them spoke about their connection with God. They don't joke with anything about God, right? And then never give up, right? Comrade Kufo started with a 4.48 and against all odds, she still keeps scaled through to the first class. Same thing with the challenger, Mr. Jumbo. I'm sure everyone has his own story to say, but we are very tight on schedule. This meeting was supposed to be just 40 minutes, but it has been extended, and for good cause. Thank you very, very much, everybody, for joining. I really, 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 really appreciate it. I'm wishing you a very good farewell. I'll be in touch with you guys just to ask for. I'm going to be in touch with you guys to ask you for your future plans as you proceed in life, so that others cannot just learn, so that others won't just learn from your experience in school, but also your experience after school. Expect me in your DMs. I know Mr. Jumbo replies fast. Comrade Kofo also replies very, very fast. Thank you very much. Thank you, Comrade Kofo, for giving me updates to make this meeting very successful. I really, really appreciate your presence. Even against all odds, we are still able to complete this meeting. Thank you very, very much to everybody. I really appreciate it. So the meeting is over.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any DJ, you play DJ for Yomi say you don't hear. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ nìyẹn o. Ọ̀gá wa. Orí ìtẹ́wọ́ kú, o mọ̀ kankan.
Ẹlẹ́mọ̀wé o, ẹ̀rọ láìkì wé o.
Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ ló 315 lọ́nà 315 èèyàn gba 90 ó lọ́n gba 8 tó wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà 8 tó wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà ló ń gbà 8 tó wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà.
Oh, that feels bad.
Yeah, some people are just crazy. Just Kesari.
That boy, what?